Hey everybody, welcome again to the Home Brokerage Show. John Sump with the Home Brokerage, and today we're continuing our series on interviewing the experts. And today we have the great pleasure of interviewing a staging expert here in the San Joaquin County area, Patrick Kino. Patrick, how are you today?
Doing good, John.
Thanks
How
so
are
much.
you?
Thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate it. To me, this is kind of a big deal because I've been looking for a stager for quite a while, and the only ones I could find were in the Bay Area. And I just happened to come across Patrick here a few weeks ago, and I already have him getting ready on some projects
That's
for
right.
us. And so I thought it'd be a great thing to do, get him in here and get some advice from the experts in staging homes today in our area. So, Patrick, if you don't mind, I have a couple questions to ask you.
Sure, fire away.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit, just so that everybody understands a little bit more about your background and kind of
Sure.
what got you towards this arena, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I was educated, had a bachelor's degree in interior architecture from University of Academy of Art University in San Francisco, where I also had a practice for many years doing mostly commercial design work and architecture. Moved to Lodi to be closer to family and kind of getting towards that semi-retirement thing.
Right.
Got my real estate license and started seeing the need for staging in the San Joaquin area and beyond. So I decided to make that my focus, and
Gotcha.
that's kind of where I'm at now.
Fantastic. So, real quick, Pat, how did you get into staging actually homes for sale?
Well, when I decided that there was a need in Lodi and Stockton and San Joaquin area to offer this service, I knew that I could do it, and I knew that I could produce a really good job with all my years of experience in the design trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have that natural ability, but I also have that really good training and many years of experience doing this. And John, I think that's what sets me apart from a lot of the other competition or whatever. We all have our markets, but I feel like I produce a product that is truly geared in the way of an interior design project. I consider my projects very high quality. My merchandise and accessories and artwork are all hand chosen by me. And I love putting it together, and I treat each project with the utmost of detail.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen some of the pictures of some of your work, and it does look phenomenal. I mean, you think your house is staged good now, you have a stager come in, it really changes things. So let me ask you this: what tips would you give a viewer right now that say they can't afford to hire a stager today,
Sure.
but they have all their own furniture? What would your number one tip be to them to make their house the most showable when it comes to selling a house?
That's a great question, John. That would be under the category of what we call in the staging world an owner-occupied staging. I can go in and use whatever they have. And it's a process of taking what they have and going through the same design process that you would normally, just using their stuff.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times it's rearranging furniture, it's saying this stays and that goes. And along with that, getting it ready for market in other ways, like suggesting types of deep cleaning or decluttering, which is, I know you do that
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
But to have that actual list and have me kind of overseeing that,
Right.
we get really good results that way. But using your own furniture, you're not spending a lot of money and you're still getting really good bang for your
Right.
buck, and your house is going to look much better. I do this all the time.
Fantastic. And so, what about like say a vacant home? What do you think is a bare minimum that should be done in your average size vacant home to make it, feel more lived in?
I would suggest that the way you decide that is to remember that you have 15 seconds to make a really good first impression
Right.
on people. They're going to decide in that 15 seconds whether they want to look at the rest of the house or if they like it or they don't like it. if you make a great first impression, they're going to want to stay. They want to see more. They are starting to connect with it and identify with it.
Yeah, the longer people are in a home, the more they attach to it.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, I think a very small percentage of people stay in a home that's unstaged. I think it's 4 to 6 minutes.
Right.
In a staged home, people tend to stay on an average 40 minutes.
Wow.
So
that much difference.
That gives people a chance. They're meandering about and analyzing and looking at the furniture and envisioning themselves, and that's what you want. That's why it's a marketing tool.
Right.
Staging is the realtor's best marketing tool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really do think.
No, I agree with you.
I believe.
I think it's very important. So let's say somebody's real tight budget, average size home. What room, if you're going to do one room, what room would you recommend be done in a home?
I would say I would never recommend just one. I think from your previous question, the rooms were, and I was got carried away, but that entry area when they first walk in,
Okay.
the living room or great room, the kitchen, and the master suite. That's, I think, the minimum.
The minimum.
That's
okay.
going to give a person enough information visually to be able to grasp what's going on in that space, or how those main spaces are being used by how they've been delineated with the furnishings.
Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, I know it's like I jokingly tell my clients, when it comes to selling a home, the person that buys it is actually usually the wife of the group buys it, but the husband goes along with it most of the time, and usually they pick it up because they like the way it looks outside. The master suite and kitchen are usually the two most important parts, according to statistics, and folks I've dealt with over the years. So Patrick, let me ask you this: how much do you think staging helps to sell a home as far as time on the market?
Well, it's said through, I think it was National Association of Realtors said that it can, a home that's staged spends 90% less time on the market than a home that is not staged.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive. And that's coming from the National Association of Realtors.
Right.
And I believe it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't doubt it at all. I mean, I firmly believe in staging. Yeah. Now, what about pricing? But when it comes to the prices of homes that have sold that were staged versus the price of homes that sold that weren't staged?
Well, I think that the percentage of the prices that were staged were 6 to 25% higher than the homes that were not staged.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I believe that is the number, yeah. So yeah, it was like 89% of the homes that were staged was 6 to 25% higher in sales price, people.
There you go. Yeah.
Higher in sales price just by being staged. What part of higher in sales price do you not like? So, anyways.
Well, on that note, John, I always like to tell people that it's far more cost effective to invest in staging before you list it than it is to take that first price drop.
Yeah.
So how much is a price drop usually? $5,000 or $10,000? Well, staging can pay for itself a couple of times over if you look at it that way.
Exactly.
Plus, it makes you look like a superstar. It looks like the home seller looks like a superstar.
Right.
You're getting all those wonderful pictures online, so people kind of stop scrolling through the endless listings of empty rooms, and they see that beautiful room, and it captures their attention. And suddenly it goes to the top of their list of wanting to see what they want to see.
Absolutely. Well, and here's the other thing. I know for a fact that, empty rooms look smaller than the rooms that are furnished. I mean, there's no depth perception.
That's very true.
Yeah. So I know that from my years of doing the job. So what would you say is your overall personal philosophy about the staging process for you?
Well, I think that I like to look at staging from a professional design standpoint and putting it into the context that I think is most relatable to the real estate market, which is First of all, it is a marketing tool. It's meant to sell the house. I'm not trying to show off my designs. I'm trying to enhance what's there so
Right.
people are interested in the house.
Yeah.
Yet, I want it to be very beautiful and very stylish and lush. And I try to treat each project as if it were my own client's interior design project.
Fantastic. Well, I know from experience that, think about this. When you go to the new home subdivisions, the houses are always staged.
Yes.
I mean, down to the T. There's a reason for that, and it's because of what we've been talking about here today. So if you're thinking about selling your home soon, give us a call. I'll get it sold, and he will get it staged. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful to you. Again, Patrick, thanks so much for taking the time to come do this with us.
Thank
and
you.
You guys make it a great day.